If you've never been on a cruise, chances are you've heard some quote-unquote facts about them, the kind that usually start with, well, my friend's uncle went on one, and end with something that sounds more like a travel horror story. But here's the thing. Most of those stories aren't quite what they seem. Some are outdated, some are exaggerated, and a few are just plain wrong. Today we're going to dig into some of the most popular cruise myths and see if they actually hold up. Along the way, I'll share some real examples, some surprising truths, and maybe even convince you to see cruising in a whole new light. So grab your sunscreen and your sense of curiosity. It's time to bust some myths. Myth number 1. Cruises are only for older people. You see, this might have been closer to the truth decades ago when cruising was more formal and less focused on entertainment variety, but now, step into a ship like Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas, Norwegian Viva, Disney Wish, and you'll see families, couples, and solo travelers of literally every age. Cruise lines have worked pretty hard to appeal to different demographics. You've got rock climbing walls and water slides and go-kart tracks, and you got massive kids clubs, but also quiet adult-only retreats with wine tastings and some spa sanctuaries. It's not that older passengers aren't there, I mean they are, but they're sharing the deck with honeymooners and college grads on group trips and parents trying to keep their kids from eating ice cream for breakfast every single day. Myth number 2, you'll be trapped on the ship the whole time. Okay, this one irks me a bit because you literally choose what you do. That's the whole point of a cruise. Cruising's more like a floating hotel that takes you from one destination to the other while you sleep. Many itineraries stop in different ports every single day or every other day, giving you hours, sometimes an entire day, to explore on land. In the Caribbean, you might wake up in St. Thomas one morning, then it's St. Martin in the next morning. In Europe, you could be strolling the streets of Naples one day and sipping coffee in Barcelona 48 hours later. And if you do have a day at sea, which you probably will, modern cruise ships are essentially resorts in their own right. Pools, shows, lounges, fitness centers, libraries, even full water parks are all on board. If you're quote-unquote trapped, it's more like being trapped at a place you paid to enjoy. Myth number 3. Cruises are boring unless you like sunbathing. What? If your only mental image of a cruise is people lying in deck chairs for 7 days, you might be picturing a very specific kind of sailing and ignoring about 90% of what's available. On Princess cruises, you can watch movies under the stars. On Virgin voyages, you might find a drag brunch happening mid-morning. On Norwegian cruise line, you could be racing go-karts, playing VR games, or taking a mixology class. Even the quiet ships, like Viking or Azamara, have enrichment lectures, hands-on cooking classes, and live music. And let's be honest, sometimes that lounge chair is exactly what you want after a busy morning exploring a port. It's really important to just find the cruise ship that works for you. There are so many massive cruise ships with large interior spaces that have so much to do. Alright, let's move on to the next myth. Number 4, it's all just buffet food. Yes, there is still a buffet, and it's still the place where you can grab a plate of fries at 10 p.m. or load up on breakfast without thinking twice. But modern cruise dining has expanded way beyond that. Specialty restaurants now cover everything from sushi bars to steakhouses. Norwegian Prima has a fresh Mediterranean seafood restaurant. MSC Seashore has Ola, tacos, and cantina. And Celebrity Apex rotates their menus nightly in 4 different themed dining rooms. But even in the classic main dining rooms, things have massively stepped up. You can find dishes like racks of lamb and miso marinated cod, or regional specials based on whatever your itinerary is. Many cruise ships will have themed menus each night depending on where you are. And for desserts, some lines even go all out, like Virgin Voyages. They have a dedicated ice cream shop which is completely free with your purchase of your cruise. So yeah, I mean, the buffet is there when you want it, but it's just one piece of a huge puzzle. Moving on to myth number 5. You'll run out of things to do. Really? Okay, this one always makes me laugh because most people actually leave a cruise wishing they'd had more time to do everything. I mean, there is so much to do on modern cruise ships now. Daily schedules can be packed with trivia, comedy shows, live music, game shows, dance classes, poolside parties, and more and more and more and more. On larger ships, you might even forget to explore certain areas because there's just so much happening. Even smaller ships, think Windstar or Oceana, fill the days with lectures and cooking demos. And no, I'm not going to pretend like every cruise ship is the icon of the seas. Definitely some cruise ships that are smaller won't have as many things to do. But that's kind of the fun part. You choose what you do. My tip is to always research what ship you're going on. See what entertainment, attractions, features the ship has before you book it. And that brings us to myth number 6. You'll get seasick the whole time. Okay, a lot of people imagine cruising as an endless struggle to keep their lunch down, but that's just not the reality for most people. Ships today use advanced stabilizer fins. They're basically massive underwater wings that counteract the roll of the ocean. On ships like Norwegian Joy or the Queen Mary II, these stabilizers are so effective that even in moderate swells, you'll often feel less movement than you would on a small ferry. Obviously, with that being said, the ocean is still the ocean, and if you're especially sensitive, you might notice motion on certain itineraries like transatlantic crossings or during storm season in the Pacific. That's why choosing your cruise wisely matters. Short Caribbean sailings or Alaskan inside passage itineraries are often in calmer waters, and you're not powerless against it. Booking a cabin mid-ship and on a lower deck can actually help minimize motion, and there's no shortage of remedies. Some passengers swear by acupressure wristbands, or others find ginger candy or even a simple green apple works wonders for some people. I've personally seen people bring small fans to keep cool and comfortable because sometimes it's not the movement, but the stuffiness that makes people feel off. For many, the gentle sway of the ship actually becomes part of the experience. It's like being rocked to sleep, only with the bonus of waking up in a brand new port. And finally, that brings us to our last myth for this video. Number 7. Cruises are all inclusive. This one is a yes and no answer. It catches a lot of first-time cruises off guard. While your fare does cover your cabin, most onboard entertainment, and meals in main dining room or the buffet, there is a long list of extras that can add up fast if you're not paying attention. Specialty restaurants, alcoholic drinks, soft drinks, bottled water, shore excursions, Wi-Fi, spa treatments, and even certain fitness classes can come with an additional cost. Take a ship like MSC Seascape. You can absolutely enjoy an entire week without spending a penny beyond your fare if you stick to the included dining, complimentary shows, and of course the free pools. But if you want to have dinner at Butcher's Cut Steakhouse or take a ride on the Robotron, those things will cost extra. Some cruise lines offer packages to bundle these costs in advance. Celebrity Cruises has always included pricing, which covers drinks, Wi-Fi, and gratuities. Norwegian offers free at sea deals, which you can pick perks like specialty dining or shore excursion credits. And luxury lines like Regent Seven Seas are all-inclusive with virtually everything from champagne to excursions built into the fare, but you'll pay a premium upfront. The takeaway, cruises can be incredible value vacations, but quote-unquote all-inclusive is not a blanket term. The more you know about what's included and what isn't, the better you can plan your budget without surprises. Well, you see shipmates, myths about cruising are a little like rumors in high school. They spread fast, they stick around for years, and most of them aren't all that accurate once you get the real story. If you've heard any other facts about cruising you're not sure about, drop them in the comments and maybe I'll tackle them in a future video. And tell me, what's one cruise myth you used to believe? Thanks for watching Cruise Ship Central, and I'll see you in the next one.